Hey guys, George from SME here, and today I wanted to talk about MemSQL architecture. Now in the past, I've talked about how you can take data and store it in MemSQL on either disk or in memory, and there's huge benefits in certain situations on when to use both. But did you know that MemSQL is also built on a two-tier architecture that has aggregator and leaf nodes? So what does that mean? Well, the aggregators can be thought of as like load balancers or network proxies. And this is where the SQL clients interact with the cluster and they send the queries down to the leaves and then aggregate the results to bring back. Whereas the leaves are going to be functioning as the storage and compute nodes. Now, the great thing about this type of architecture is that it involves massively parallel processing, which can go across all the leaf nodes for query execution. On top of that, you're able to easily scale up and down as your data needs grow. So if you have 4 leaves today and then your data needs to start growing, you can easily just tack on another leaf, rebalance the partitions, and you're off to the races. You can also add more aggregators too, depending on your requirements, if they grow or if they change. Now, there's 2 different types of ways that you can essentially distribute your data across MemSQL. There's the traditional sharding approach, which is going to take the data and shard it across all the different partitions, so a little piece lives on each partition on each leaves, and this is going to have incredible performance because you're maximizing all of the different leaves. But you also have the ability to have redundancy or high availability when it comes to your architecture. Now this is for use cases where you want to make sure that your data is secure and that you're able to access it in the case of a leaf going down. So in the diagram here, you can see that we have 2 availability groups and the data is replicated across either. On top of this, you can also add on what's called reference tables to your specific leaf nodes. Now, even though these reference tables exist across all leaves, they're very small and are usually like dimension tables that are easily able to be joined locally on the leaf so that it doesn't have to go across the entire cluster. Now, there's one more very important architecture type that I want to discuss, and that is cross data center replication. So this allows you to have disaster recovery by just executing a single command. And that will command, if the first cluster goes down, you can promote the second cluster to be the full MemSQL. And you can also use the second cluster for heavy read-only workloads. So that's MemSQL's architecture in a nutshell, guys. If you guys want to learn more about the architecture or MemSQL in general, feel free to reach out to us in the comments below or at info@smesgroup.com. Bye, guys.